Hello there, welcome back to Nubensteins Dangerous, episode 3. Today's episode is going to be focusing around exploration. I'm not going to lie, I've actually recorded a whole stream about this before, but it didn't go too well. Basically, for continuity purposes, I wanted to start from the station I left at in the last episode and kind of take it organically from there through the process. Unfortunately, what that means when you're trying to get deep space exploration, I didn't really get far because I had issues with trying to find the right outfitting, all the bits that I needed. Different stations didn't sell the right modules, etc, etc, etc. So yeah, I ended up wasting a lot of time travelling through populated space and not really getting to show what exploration is all about. So brief rundown of what I've got. Just to explain right now, I have made my way outside of the inhabited bubble. I'm just going onto the galaxy map to kind of show you just whereabouts I am. So if we zoom out from my current location, down here with all of the clustered bookmarks, etc, etc, this is the populated bubble. So you can see here all this colour, that's where all civilization is, and I've just taken a route straight upwards. As you look at it, if we have a look towards the centre of the galaxy there, I've just travelled what seems like up to reach this point up here. Now, look, it's just to kind of show how far I have gone. Ooh, if I can navigate through, if I can navigate through this mess. I started at where did I start? I started at Suntakush. That's where I finished my last stream, and so that's where I started this one. This map takes the piss sometimes. It's pretty big though, so I'll let it off. The game has plenty of places to go. So I'm 560 light years away from my starting position. The reason I've chosen this location above any other is because I've kind of reached that threshold where I am of where systems start to be undiscovered. So and what I mean by that I will get to. So this is where I'm currently sat. There's no risk of being dicked around by NPCs or other, well, chances are very slim that I'm going to meet any other commanders out here. So I can spend all the time I like sat in one place without fear of being twatted in some way. So let's have a look at my setup, what I needed to get on my ship before I come out to do any exploration. First key thing you need is a fuel scoop. Now I'd advise a fuel scoop to be the biggest in the biggest module slot that you can afford and the best performing that you can afford. So I've only got, the biggest slot I've got on this Sidewinder is a size 2 module, so I put a 2A fuel scoop in there in outfitting. The bigger the module, the more efficient it is, so the better rating it is. Just means you can scoop fuel that much quicker, and you don't have to hang around overheating your ship, filling up with fuel between jumps. You could of course fit a bigger fuel tank, but with a bigger fuel tank, when it's full, you weigh more, therefore your jump range is slightly less. So that's one thing I require for exploration. The other thing, the other thing I need is a discovery scanner. I've gone for the advanced discovery scanner. It's quite expensive. It'll set you back about 1.5 million credits. But I'll explain the differences between what the scanners do, and it's clearly massively more beneficial than any other size of scanner. I've also gone for a detailed surface scanner, and I'll explain the function of that at some point in this video. So here we go. That's pretty much how I've set up my my ship. Just for reference, I've also just messed around a little bit trying to get lightweight materials just to kind of get a decent jump range out of my Sidewinder. I'm currently sitting with a jump range of 20, almost 21, which is pretty good. You can see that just to the left of the screen there, jump range under the picture of my ship. So yeah, jump range isn't the be all and end all of exploration. Clearly, with a bigger jump range, you can jump further per jump, but not necessarily. If you jump further between jumps, then you're just going to miss out all the bits in between. So large jump range is very useful for long distance travel, I always say, but for exploration you can do it within reason pretty much with any kind of ship, any kind of jump range. So yeah, 20 light years on this Sidewinder is fine. So I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to target this star, basically wait for my little scanner down here to do its thing. Usually takes about, well, ranging between 15 and 30 seconds depending on the distance from your target, and it will give you a nice message when you finish scanning, and it will give you a title of what was undiscovered down here in your little panel. Every time you scan something, you will get exploration data. Now there's no way in this ship that you can find how much data you've uncovered already, or what the value of that is when you go and sell it at stations. But so you're kind of doing this blind. So you're going around scanning things, and then you've got to make sure you return and sell that data before you benefit from it. So what I'm going to do here is just show you on the system map the kind of situation you get on the fringes of truly undiscovered territories. So we can see here this main star here was first discovered by, it's got a tag on there, so it means someone's been there before. Not only does it mean someone's been there before, it means someone's been there, scanned it, and sold the data back to somewhere in civilized space. So these are, you still get money for scanning them and return the data yourself, but you get a nice tidy bonus if you are the first to discover it. Plus you get your name on it, which is lovely. We can see here this system is made up of 3 main stars. Interestingly, it doesn't tell you the distance of any smaller stars from the main one, but if there are any planets orbiting it, you can see how far they are away. So these are like 30,500 light seconds away, which is a bit of a ball ache to travel. Not going to bother with that for the purposes of this demonstration. So this is pretty much all I'm going to see in this system. But sorry, just popping back into that. Whatever I haven't scanned before is going to appear on the screen as unexplored. So at the very top of that description, just above first discovered by, it's unexplored, which means I've never seen it before. I've never scanned it before. So here we go. This one I've just scanned, therefore I've got the data on it. What I have done, I've had a look around the place, and so prior to setting up this video, I've scouted around a little bit around this area, and I've identified a few systems which are truly uncharted. So I'm just going to plot a route to here. I'm just going to make a jump. The fuel scoop, I'll show you at this star how to go about using that. As you can see, my fuel gauge, with this jump I'm going to be taken below my halfway point of fuel, so I'm going to need to get that fuel back in some way, and I will show you how. you always jump into systems directly facing the star, so it's a good idea to stay alert. Otherwise you can pretty much crash into stars and fry your ship and die. I just point my ship with the sun or the star just above me. As soon as you get close enough, the fuel scoop will activate. So I just kind of keep that corona just out of sight, and just kind of fly around the star. As you notice the fuel scooping rate dropping off, you can just adjust your angle to make sure you are tracking around that star. As soon as you reach full, it tells you, and then you can fly away. My heat got up to about 70%. Once you start hitting about 73, 74%, your console will start to smoke, and it's a little bit of a warning that you're taking heat damage. Really, you're only in danger once you hit 100%, and then sparks start to go off, and you start to lose module integrity. Check it in your modules list. Over here, the health over here will start taking hits. So yeah, you can not worry about that until you hit high levels of heat. I'm just going to turn around and scan this star. This is currently, looking at my system map, currently the only thing that I've seen in this system. It's the only thing that's shown up on my radar. Now, looking at it, it has been discovered by Cheech, this person here. We've got a second star which has been explored by someone else. What I haven't done though is I haven't fired off my discovery scanner. So what you need to do with your discovery scanner, you need to assign it to a fire group. I've got it on the right trigger of my only fire group here. It's the only module that I can actually fire or do anything with. So yeah, I'm just going to hold down the right trigger. You'll see it charging up just down here in the screen. As soon as it's finished, bit of a honk, and it says that there's two other objects in this system. Let's have a look back at the system map, and magically we've got another item that's appeared. Wasn't there before, and yeah, so basically I've just discovered that there is another planet alongside these two stars. I've scanned this star here. This one, I don't know how far that is away. I'll have to check my little panel and see where it is. This is 18,000 light seconds, which I don't much fancy that track. So if you go around and have a look at your map, your little radar map, bigger stars or bigger items or stars appear as bigger spheres on your map, and planets are much smaller. So this is the nearest star, 7,000 light seconds away. What I can do is I can just cruise over there until I get into range of it. Just in range now. Just hold it in my sights, and then eventually it will tell me that I've scanned it. Different bodies require different distances away from target. So stars, depending on their intensity, could be up to 10,000 light seconds away. You can scan them. Down to tiny planets or moons, and those could be less than 5 light seconds. You have to be within 5 light seconds to actually scan them. So yeah, very much depends on the size of the object, and how long it will take, or how far you can be from it. Now this, because it's a gas giant, I'm pretty much going to have to be less than 1,000 from it. I don't really want to spend all that time going over to find it just now, so I'm just going to jump to another system which I've tagged. Let's see if I can remove this tag, because I don't want to. Oh, I can't remove a tag from here. I have to go and select it from the galaxy map. So FRC D1318. I have to remove it from here. But even that is just being an idiot. So I won't even bother. Let's jump to a different system that I've tagged, and hopefully this is going to be a system that's been untouched. I'm very much on the fringes of the kind of unexplored / explored barrier. So I find a lot of these systems, people have scanned the main star, but they haven't gone into detail and scanned all the little planets. Why would they do that? Well, for one thing, the little planets don't really yield much in terms of profit, so it's not entirely worth travelling hundreds of thousands of light seconds within a system just to scan something that's going to give you less than 1,000 credits back at the end, even with your bonus for being the first to discover it. So here we go, jumping into another system. I didn't see what kind of star this is. It's worth noting that only certain types of star are scoopable in-game. There are a couple of mnemonics to remember which ones are scoopable. The one that is, I guess, technically correct in terms of intensity of stars, going from highest to lowest, is O be a fine girl, kiss me, O be AFGKM, which is a little bit weird, to be honest. But an easier one to remember is KGB, like the Russian spy service. Foam, KGB foam, like you get in a fire extinguisher. So yeah, that is an alternative to remember. Anything other than that is not scoopable. You can get as close as you like, but you're not going to get any fuel out of them, so probably don't bother. So as always, I'm just going to turn around. I'm going to scan the star that I jumped in at. Having a look at this system map here. Either the systems that I bookmarked to return to at a later date have actually been discovered by someone else in the meantime, which could happen, or I've bookmarked some incorrectly, just to kind of show you some of the systems around here with the different kinds of makeup. So here we've got a main star with a couple of asteroid belts. Asteroid belts are worth 0, don't even bother. A couple of gas giants, and then some rocky or icy bodies over here. Those that have this little blue, if you have horizons, this little blue corona around them, it means that they are landable planets. So I could very well go travel to this one and set my Sidewinder down there. If I'd have had any foresight, I would have packed a planetary vehicle hangar so I could do that and show you just deploying one of them, but I'll have to leave that for a later video. Anyway, this system has been seen by discovered by someone else, so I want to get a nice tasty undiscovered system. We'll see if I can find one from my bookmarked selection. So let's go down here. Now, plotting a route out this far is pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy. You're allowed to. The system allows you to plot a route up to 1,000 light seconds. Light years. 999.99 from your current position. You can plot a route to travel that far. Only depending on whether you can make that jump with your current jump range. So what I mean by that is, if there at any point in that route there is a section where all stars are a greater distance apart than your ship's jump range, there's going to be no option to jump anywhere apart from back the way that you came. So I would say, I've mentioned that jump range is not the be all and end all. You know, you can have a jump like I've got here, and get away with it. But there are some areas of space where there's a minimum distance between stars of, I would say, up to 18 light years, so it's worthwhile if you're wanting to make a trip to where I am here. Just make sure you've got about 20. What I didn't mention is to make my ship light enough to be able to jump this far. I've removed all weapons. You don't need weapons out this far in space. No one's going to bother you at all. I've dropped all my ship's shields because, again, no one's really going to bother me. So there's no point, it just takes up weight on my ship. So I just travelled quite a way away from this star while I've been gassing on. Turn back and I'll scan that. In the meantime, well, when I've finished scanning that, I'm going to pick another one of these systems to jump to, because this one was pretty miserly and it's only literally a star. Oh, 2 stars actually. The second one being 332,000 light seconds away, so no thank you very much. I want to get into scanning a planet. So to do that, I want to go down here. This is that orange giant star. Let's go see that. Class M, so it is scoopable. So I have no fears about making jumps and getting stranded. Getting stranded is something that happens. There are ways and means of sorting yourself out. There's an organisation, community-led organisation called the Fuel Rats. Fuel Rats, as in fuel rats. You can Google them and tell them that you're stuck in game. Tell them what platform you're on, and that you've run out of fuel, you're stranded. They will give you instructions and send someone out to give you fuel using limpets, which is pretty cool. Have not had to use them myself, but I hear they're very good. So let's have a look at this system here. So in immediate range of my scanners, we've got a previously discovered star here and an asteroid belt. If I fire off my discovery scanner, I am gonna see what else is in here. It's gonna reveal all. So there's 11 new objects, so go back into the system map and see what that actually details. So we've got a range of different looking planets, all discovered already. So I guess now is a good time as any to kind of explain what the difference between the different discovery scanners is. Just leave my ship floating through space while I concentrate here. So when I fire off my scanner, the advanced discovery scanner, like I said, it's about 1.5 million credits, so not cheap, but when you fire it off, it will show you the entirety of what is in the current system. So regardless of how far these planets are away, the furthest one here, I hate this thing, is 3,045 light seconds, so a modest distance. If I was to use a basic discovery scanner, fucking thing. If I was to use a basic discovery scanner, it only scans up to 500 light seconds away from your current location. So if you scan right by the star, it's only going to show me up to these planets here, and it's as if these other ones didn't exist. If you go for the intermediate discovery scanner, it can scan up to fucking hell, scan up to 1,000 light seconds, so it'll only show up to here. So I won't even know that these 5 other bodies exist. So the benefit of having the advanced one is it will show you everything, no matter how far. So it's kind of like infinite scanning, which is really useful, especially when you're looking for high value items. And I can't promise that I'm going to find the high value planets out here, but you know, we'll see. We will see. I haven't really done a research enough to pre-plan that. So I forgot to scan the star when I came in. Fortunately, I'm still within distance, so I'm just going to target it and fly back towards it. The benefit of the detailed surface scanner is, I will show you. Again, it's a kind of monetary boost, but also, just go down here. Well, also it can give you some further information. Now I've had it enabled all the time that I'm scanning all these bodies, so every time I scan something I get that little blue notification up in the top of the screen that tells me that I've got detailed data scan complete. But I'm just gonna head towards this landable planet here and demonstrate what the detailed surface scanner can actually give you. So I'm going to deactivate surface scanner just now. So I've just literally gone onto it and inactivated it. So aiming towards this landable planet, and when I get in range I would estimate this size of planet to be certainly within 20 light seconds I'll have to get to do a scan of it. So it's going to take a few seconds to get there. But what I'll find is that when I get in range, the scanner down in this corner here will start whirring away, and then it will come up with the planet name and some brief explanation of what it is, really. But I will then activate my advanced discovery scanner. No, shut up. My detailed surface scanner, and then it will. Too long to slow down. And it will rescan the planet, and I can show you the additional information that I'm going to get. So I forgot my 7-second rule. Forgot to slow down. Flew past it. Anyway, I'm in range now, so I'm literally going to pull my throttle all the way down and scan this planet here. And in the meantime, while that's doing it in the background, I'm just going to open the system map and show you what to look for when scanning planets. So in the second tab here, it's currently still showing up as unexplored in my main, on this tab. It's got some basic information about the planet, as in how big it is, until I've scanned it. And now I've scanned it, there's even more information. It's information that is of absolutely no use to me. It's not going to make a difference to what I do with it. Once I've scanned it, I've got that data. I'm going to take it back and I'm going to sell it. I'm going to, well, not make myself rich, but at least get some credits. But that's all you get from a non-detailed surface scan. If I go over here and flick my detailed surface scan back on and get a bit closer, hopefully, maybe not, maybe I need to get out of the cone and back in. Maybe it doesn't even show that you're scanning the planet, but if you stay on course and point at it for long enough, you should get that blue text that comes up on the screen saying you've done a detailed scan. There it is. Quite misleading, that. It's generally why I have it equipped at all times when I'm scanning. But if I look in that second tab now, I've got so much more information about what's on that planet. Planet materials, that is particularly interesting when it comes to the engineers, or it comes to synthesizing boosts and the like for your ship. I will talk about those, I guess, in a later video, because I don't want to overload this with other stuff. But yeah, with the detailed surface scanner, you not only get a credit boost, but you also get information about planet materials on landable planets. So yeah, and percentages of how likely you are to find them. So yeah, that's a benefit of the detailed surface scanner. So let's go have a look for that elusive, unexplored, undiscovered system. I swear when I bookmarked these, no one had discovered them. So what I fear is that someone is working this patch in a methodical way, and is going to systematically pick it apart, scanning all of the good stuff and leaving nothing for anyone else. So let's do a bit of a jump back the way we came to another system. But this is pretty much what you do as an explorer. Jumping from system to system, stopping off, travelling to the little planets, scanning them. You can land. Oh, bloody hell! You can land on some planets every now and again. That is a big star. So, 2-star system. This one over here is relatively close by, and it's a very cool star orbiting a super massive orange star. Okay, let's just buzz past that, and let's try and put that in perspective, shall we? Literally going to throw my throttle down 180. Hopefully we'll see that red star. Not quite. It's a backdrop against this giant orange one. Just going to scan them both. Easy credits for when I get back to civilized space. Anything else really that I want to mention? Not really. Let's continue on our journey to this hopefully undiscovered system. We'll give it a go. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But yeah, if you've got any questions about this exploration, then yeah, just whack a question in the comments if anyone ever watches this, and I'll try and address it where I can. But yeah, hopefully I can get my name on a planet or something, at least. Clearly the galaxy size is far beyond what I'm showing you today. To get out this distance, I had to make probably, what did I say, 550 odd light years away from my starting position. The 20, you do the maths, 20 odd jumps away from the starting place. So, you know, it doesn't take long to do 20 jumps. It might seem like quite a long way to go. It seemed like a scary number of jumps from when you're used to doing, you know, 1-2 system hops to find your delivery target or whatever, or just going to your local res site to go and do some bounty hunting. May seem a bit daunting, but trust me, if you spend any significant time exploring, then travel, when you get back to civilization, travel within that bubble it's never seemed so small. So again, this one was already discovered. And I'm running out of bookmark places. I swear, the ones that I bookmarked, no one had even seen them.
Frameshift drive charging.
So yeah, instead of having that first discovered by tag, there was literally nothing, just said unexplored. But yeah, so clearly I'm not far enough out to do any particular new system farming. But hopefully this has given you a bit of a flavour of exploration. It's pretty sedate, it's not a thriller minute. It's, you know, methodical, plodding through, ooh, what's in this system? Let's have a look, give it a scan. Certainly with some of the more interesting looking planets, you can go up close and it's really nice to look at, especially Earth-like worlds. If you're lucky enough to come across any of them outside the bubble, they're worth a lot of money when you scan them. But, you know, they're quite rare, So again here, first discovered by people who've already been here literally in the last few days, because I only targeted these for potential targets maybe 2 days ago. So yeah, people work fast. I haven't mentioned the payouts for different items, different bodies that you can scan. Now different types of body are worth different amounts. Stars are worth more than rocky worlds, for example. Earth-like worlds are one of the most valuable things that you can go and scan. You can find water worlds. There's a range of different gas giants that you can see. But yeah, they're kind of on a decrease in scale. So they are less valuable. One good thing to search out is neutron stars and black holes. They can be searched using the filter on your map. Just jump to this next system and I'll try and pick one or two out, but I'm not going to be able to travel. Not be able to travel there in the time that I'm doing this stream. Coincidentally, actually, I did stumble across one accidentally on my way out. So on the route, as I was coming through, I did accidentally jump into a neutron star system. Now, neutron stars are pretty amazing to look at, pretty dangerous as well to fly into. You tend to fly in pretty close, and their exclusion zone is pretty big as well, so it's quite easy to be stopped because you're getting too close. Even though they appear to be tiny, they will stop you in your tracks really quickly. Oh, I've already scanned this. I've already been here. Ah, a load of shit. So, let's show you how to find a black hole or a neutron star. They tend to be concentrated more around the center of the galaxy. Just gonna, just change my filter here to star class, and I've currently got it to filter by all stars. So I'm just gonna uncheck everything except non-sequence stars, and that then kind of, they show up as tiny little grey specks. I check white dwarfs as well. There's more chance of me running into a white dwarf around here than there is a neutron star. Is this one over here? This little thing? No, it's a mini nebula. Ah. Maybe up here. No, mini nebula. So literally on the way from here, somehow in between where I am and where that origin point was, there was a neutron star. This is pretty much searching for a needle in a haystack. So yeah, sorry about that. Can't really find one. But yeah, they will show up as normal dots on the map. Just grey. And obviously if there's only one of them, then they're very difficult to actually see. So yeah, sorry about that. Have a look yourself. Certainly if you go over here towards the centre of the galaxy, they should become a little bit more prevalent. There we go, look at all these. No, not even. Jesus. I mean, I've been to a whole bunch of them near here. Okay, here we go. There we go. So if we look, all of these names that are popping up are neutron stars, most likely. There we go, neutron star. Jesus, pretty difficult to find. Like I said, it's a massive, massive game. So yeah, good luck finding any particular item. One of the good big pilgrimages that people make is to go to the centre of the known galaxy. You may have heard a bit about it because apparently scientists are looking to take some form of image, or the best image of Sagittarius A in real life. So a lot of people in this game make the pilgrimage down here. If I can bloody navigate this thing. Jesus. Shows you that it's about 26,000 light years away. Well, I'm talking that I took about 20 jumps to get 25 jumps, 30 jumps maybe, to get to where I was, which is 500 light years away. This takes a damn long time to get to. Also, there's another place which is opening up. God, it's a bit sluggish near here. But over here is a secondary outpost where they've built new, just near this nebula, where they've built a new civilization hub. Now this is about 22,000 light years away from the original bubble. So yeah, again, it's some distance. But it's good if you want to rack up some exploration data on your way over here. So yeah, 22,000 light years away. But there's so many systems in between. You can pick pretty much any route, and once you get a certain distance outside of the regular bubble, you will start to find undiscovered systems all the way there. So yeah, it's quite profitable. I made about 30 million on my journey from here over to here, and then similarly made about 30 million going from here up to Sagittarius and then back to here. The whole thing took, you don't really want to know how long it took because it's quite soul destroying, but yeah, it was in the region of months rather than in the region of weeks or days. So yeah, that's with limited playtime, you know, going maybe an hour every other day or so. So yeah, it's pretty hardcore. Anyway, so what I'm going to do with this data is I am going to plan a long route back to my original station, or at least somewhere in the bubble, and then I'm going to cash in this data. I don't expect that I've made much money because I really haven't scanned all that much in terms of data. So, but yeah, hopefully this has given you an appreciation and a beginner's guide to exploring. So yeah, plot this route. There we go. It's all around the houses, but that'll take me home. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Don't really know what to do next, video-wise, but I'm sure something will come along. Might be planetary landing, different planetary missions that you can do. I'll figure something out, and I'll see you again next time. Alright, cheers.